When I was first coaching my mom many years ago, when she was going through this whole cancer process, I remember reading a study of long-term cancer survivors, and it was something like 200 cancer survivors. And they thought, wow, these people were given a terminal diagnosis of cancer, and yet 10, 12 years later, they were still alive. What did they do? And of course, on the lower level of the pyramid, it was very interesting because on an environmental and behavioral level, they all did really different things. Some did traditional medicine, some did Chinese medicine, some did diet, some did prayer, some did psychological techniques. The only thing that characterized all of the 200 people, and this is going to this issue of deep structure that Chris was asking about, they all did different things on the surface. But the one thing that was common to all of them is that they believed what I'm doing will work for me. And so that already is a first factor. And so I was talking to this person and sharing that. And then there's people like Bruce Lipton, who wrote a book called Biology of Belief. He's a geneticist. And he says there's genetics and then there's epigenetics. And there's only very few genetic issues that are predetermined. Most are just it's all probability. And again, systemically speaking, the sort of epigenetics is determined by all kinds of things. And Bruce Lipton says a lot of it's determined also by factors created by your belief, with these biological factors. So anyway, the point is you got to make decisions, and you're going to sometimes get these conflicting beliefs, or you're going to get in something that, in the case of this other person, it's not a conflict of beliefs. It's just, I got to decide what I'm going to do. Nobody can say for sure. It's all based on probability. What do I believe? And what is the decision that I'm going to make that I won't regret? My goal is not to try to prove or disprove anything. It's let's take all these perspectives. Let's look at all these possibilities so that when you do make the decision, it's one that you're congruent about, since that is ultimately going to be probably one of the key factors. So again, that's one of the reasons we want to do this. We do live in a world where we are constantly making beliefs based on incomplete information, where we're in this world of cognitive bias. And just one of the greatest creators of cognitive bias is crash states. A crash state will naturally bring cognitive bias because it's shutting down your filters. Your attention gets very limited. And so in crash states, we tend to get very much trapped in these kind of selective attention, selective memory, and selective interpretation. So that's why getting into coach state and then bringing in these strategies of genius is something that I think is just super important.